Ay, 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 ay.
That is quite the beat.
Hey,
Right?
right?
I love that.
Yes.
Love it, love it, love it. I like that. Whose beat is that?
That is the amazing DJ Wayne Valentine.
Pick up to Wayne Valentine. We love that beat.
Love
So
him.
happy Wednesday, ladies, and happy Wednesday to everyone who's joining us. I'm almost just ready to kind of get into it because I think the stories this week, there are a couple that I put back to back that, Lord have his mercy. I forgot my sage spray, but I hope you have your wand because it's just like, it's a little much. Like it.
Girl, you're gonna need this today.
See,
I had the sage. I got the cross. I got the crucifix. My shondo is ready to be shondoed.
So before we get into that, though, as usual, we're going to introduce ourselves in alphabetical order.
Yes, yes. Good evening, good day, wherever you are in this world. My name is Garcia. Welcome to Not Your Typical Girl Talk, where we try to make sense of the foolishness on the internet. We have this show that comes on Instagram, 9:30 p.m. Eastern Time. Yes. And we have the replays happening on Radio Regent, syndicated through iHeartRadio, 7 p.m. Eastern Time. Yes, on Saturdays. Thank you to Radio Regent for allowing us this platform to try to make sense of all of this foolishness. Telly, what is up, girl?
Girl, that is what's up. The foolishness. Hey guys, my name is Telly, and you know, I say it every week, and I'm sure we all think the same thing. Nothing can top what happened last week, but lo and behold, something always comes and tops it. So I'm not gonna take up any time. Sheba, girl, tell them who you is. Like you said, this ASAP. Emergency 911. Someone call the brigade. Someone call the army. Someone call somebody.
Well, I am Toshiba. They call me Sheba. I'm the final female member of this wonderful crew. And I'm going to let my partner in crime introduce himself.
It is Mr. Robbie 3 times, and bring on the dustiness. Let's see what's going on.
Dustiness is the word. Pure dusty.
Pure
dust.
Listen, as a parent, we find creative ways to entertain our children, especially when we are mothers, because while dads go off to work, moms generally stay home for the first part of the baby's life, and so you find entertaining ways. Now, you know, I haven't gone through childhood with a child in about 18 years. I have a 20-year-old, but I'm not sure if I was in the social media age that this is what I would put on Beyonce's internet to show the world how I entertain my child. Well, this young lady had not only a good way of entertaining her child, she also had a great way of showing a happy birthday message to her child. And we go. So, I'm going to go to, oh Lord, what am I doing? Why is it, I don't know what's going on, but I'm going to go and read you, because I found her. She was on somebody else's site, but as I usually, what I do is I go and I find people. So I found her. Oh, did she take it off? Oh, no, let me find the post.
Is it gone?
No, she was wishing her son a happy birthday. And so let me just see. Oh, she might have taken it off. Let me go back to the original post, and maybe
someone called
an uproar and told her maybe that's not the way you want to wish your son a happy birthday. Anyways, that was a happy birthday message to her son, and basically she was saying how her son had changed her world, and this is what she wanted Beyonce's internet to see of how he's changed her world. Rob, because Rob's face over here was.
I'm just confused. That boy ain't the same little boy right there.
Well, that was when he was a baby.
Oh, it's an older video.
It's an older video, but she put up to celebrate this birthday. I guess she's 3 now.
Oh.
Because she went through a bunch of things, and yeah, that was one of the videos she posted to say happy birthday to her son.
Well, I mean, it seems like he's turning out okay, considering she used to smash her butt in his face when he was in his feeding chair. Like, what she had a lot of followers, it looked like. That's just what happens when you thirsty for attention. Like, it's so that was obviously like 6 or 7 years ago, or I don't know.
No, he's 3 now.
Okay.
So he's 3
like
now.
2.5 years.
So this was probably when he was 1.
But I mean, her entire Instagram is full of her poking her butt out, so it's like that's her thing.
Yeah, but in your baby's face and then putting it on Beyonce's internet. I don't know about you, but
is safe. Like, I think she thought that was cute. He looking like help me, but like I said, he looked. I wish I had more. It's not a good look in my opinion, but I bet she got tens of thousands of likes on that video too, though.
I want to know, because she said that her son changed her life.
Yes.
So I'd like to know, how was she before she had her picnic?
Oh, yeah, right. And how, like, all your pictures are of your butt on Instagram.
I'm looking at her Instagram right now. That's why Rob can
What
say
does
that.
she do? What's her profession?
Well, her recent post was her in the locker room.
Stripper.
So 42 minutes ago, she posted this video here of her in the locker room getting ready for work. And I won't say obviously stripper. I don't think it was obviously stripper, because I think that's a disrespect to strippers. But
yeah.
There's a lot of different people that partake in that industry, but she just seems to care about likes and designer stuff. Like, I'm not mad about that necessarily. It's just I wouldn't follow this page and consider it like interesting content or nothing like that. And she's obviously a single mom, you know. Poor little boy is like a prop in her Instagram life.
Yeah, she sees that kid as a Cabbage Patch Kid. Like, this is just a thing that she uses to come out and shake in front of the camera and then put it away. So I agree with Rob. I think she's just fishing for likes. Her whole life is probably her Instagram and how much likes she can get. I don't know what she's going to do when she has to retire from the pole, but good luck to you, girl. Good luck.
Yeah, man, she got like 70-some thousand followers and videos with like 700 likes. So
and Garcia's face is killing me because I'm just like, girl, say something.
I'm just
Appalled?
listen. Well, it's just tacky. Like,
that's a good word.
if you want to shake your bum, girl, go right ahead and do it. I just don't understand why you have to involve your son.
And here's my thing. If she wanted to even do this joyfully and playfully at home, that's one thing. I don't understand, again, putting it on Beyonce Blue Ivy's internet for her 76,000 followers to see.
Yeah, I don't get that either. Like, why do people post content and then be upset at people having a reaction to it? Like, or it's just you didn't like the reaction that you got from it, but you're never going to get 100% on anything. So, but again, most people are not really fans of exploiting kids on the internet. Like, at least around here, we're not. You don't see our kids.
No, absolutely not.
If I had a child, I would never be like just
right, exactly. We made that mistake once. We said, no, we're not putting our child, and not yet. No, let them decide, but we're not just putting the children as props.
Yeah.
Anywho, we're gonna be done with her. Happy birthday to that baby, and
shout out to the baby. Like, he seems pretty like he's making it through. So, got a lot of nice stuff around the crib.
In this next segment,
oh Lord have mercy.
I'm not even sure what to say, so I'm just going to go straight ahead and read. I actually I have nothing. I was trying to come up with something, but this is something where I have nothing. As this headline says, trans woman impregnates multiple inmates in prison. And let me read a little bit so you know what's going on. A transgender woman behind bars at a New Jersey women's prison impregnated two, not just one, two fellow inmates, prompting officials to move her to a different facility. A report revealed that Saturday, Demi Minor, 27, was moved last month from the Edna Mahan Correctional Facility for Women to the Garden State Youth Correction Facility, a prison for young adults in Burlington County. Minor, who is serving a 30-year sentence for manslaughter, is in a vulnerable unit in the new facility where she is the only woman, this spokesman said. Minor wrote in a blog post on the website Justice for Demi on July 15th that she was placed on suicide watch at the new facility, in quotes, due to the fact that I had hung myself in the van. She claimed guards denied her request to be strip searched by a female DOC officer. In the article, there was a longer article that I read. She also is upset that they had called her a he more than 30 times. And I guess she's filing some human rights. I don't know. Garcia, I'm going to go you first because girl, your face right now.
So here's my thing, and this is the issue that I have with this whole thing. Now, if this is Demi, that's the person.
Demi.
If Demi was put in an all-male prison to start off with, would she have violated the men?
No.
So why is it that she is out here fighting for herself saying, oh, I can't be in this type of facility, but you can be in a facility with women where you're perhaps maybe taking advantage of them and impregnating them when in prison? Like, I'm very confused at how people look at things. Like, her perception of reality just seems a bit off to me. Like, first of all, we can see that, biologically she is still a man, or else she wouldn't have been out here impregnating women. So that's number one. Number two, what, you thought you were just gonna you thought you could just go sleep up with all the women in the prison and not face a consequence? Like,
well, here's a quote from Demi. I have accepted that I'm in a male facility, but I have not accepted, nor will I ever agree to or accept that I am anything other than a woman who happens to be a transgender.
Okay.
Please don't get us canceled.
Yeah, I think I figured out what I wanted to say without being ridiculous. This is why this bothers me so much about this community. It seems like they are trying to make identity trump character, and I have a major problem with this. I don't care what that person identifies as. Their character is trash. They put you in with the ladies. You broke every rule, and now you're in with the boys. Deal with it.
exactly.
That part.
Like, you want respect? Okay. Act like a respectable human being then.
And trans women don't use their male parts to get real women pregnant. You identify as a woman. And so therefore, the idea of sleeping with other women using your male parts is not something that you're going to do. And most trans women are actually, from what I understand, disgusted by their male parts because they want to be a woman. And that male part is what separates them in their mind from being a true woman. So they, now, like Rob said, he, her was put in the female population.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
You get your wish because clearly you're like, I identify. Because that's
Right.
the key word, guys. As long as you start saying you identify. So as we talked about on the call, we can just start going and saying we identify as white women.
Yeah, why can't I?
Why not?
Why can't I go to the bank and say I identify as a white woman? If I decide to ever get a job, why can't I just say I identify? When they ask me race, I'll put white. And when I sit in front of the thing, they'll be like, it says you're white. Well, I identify as a white woman.
Identify as white.
I mean, the police might think otherwise, but
I identify as a white woman. Because that's the key word. She identifies as a woman despite using her male parts to get biological women pregnant. And now she's complaining that she's with the male, which, remember, to me, whatever part you have, that's where you go. You have a male part, you go in the male jail. You have a female part, you go in the female jail. Very simple. And then we're done. Because she would never, he, she, whomever, would never think, like you said, to do that if she was first and foremost in the male population. Now they have her in a special place and she's scared.
Scared of what?
Scared. Yeah, she's scared. She's
scared of what?
The ignorant inmates aren't seeing her for who she is.
Oh.
What state did this happen in?
New Jersey.
Oh. Poor New Jersey. That's okay. It's New Jersey.
I'm just wondering because for these female inmates that are now pregnant with children they obviously don't want, you know, I mean, do they like? This is very tragic. This is actually a tragic situation.
It is. There's a lot there. There's a lot.
Well, apparently she is looking to file a lawsuit herself because according to her, they have violated my right to be safe and free from sexual harassment.
Pause. Time out. Stop. Let's put the brake on for a second. He, whatever this person is, Demi, said what?
So they're violating Demi's rights to be safe and free from sexual harassment.
Right.
Oh,
but the women that
what about the women that she impregnated?
They don't have rights.
So they're just rag dolls on the street that she can just pick up and play with them.
They're now stuck with children they don't want in prison.
Okay. Here's another quote. I'm just gonna put this quote. I'm gonna say this quote and then I'm gonna show a picture. Unfortunately, it won't be on the screen, but I'll put it on my phone. She says, Demi says, "I don't know what it is like to live as a man, and I refuse to ever revert back to such habits or behavior." I am going to pull up the picture of Demi standing in court with her lawyer. Does that not look like a man to you?
I mean, I'm sorry, Demi, but you look like a man.
And this is another issue that I have. Like, why is Demi doing absolutely nothing to... I'm not saying that, oh, you need to go out and, like, look super feminine, but for the most part, why do you just look like
she looks like a guy
in your jumpsuit?
Yeah, she looks like a guy.
You've done nothing.
She's done nothing.
Nothing.
So
I'm almost thinking that Demi's capping.
This doesn't make any sense.
Demi says she is experiencing psychological trauma from them. I'm done with Demi, actually.
Yeah,
I just...
Okay, thank you, Demi. Thank you. God bless you.
Demi girl. Rob said a key word. Let's dive into the next story. And the next story keeps on the pattern because apparently you can be nominated for something. Anyways, let's just go. Okay, let's go into Leah Thomas nominated by University of Pennsylvania for NCAA Woman of the Year Award. If you do not know who Leah Thomas is, it's the transgender swimmer who came into the league after being at the bottom of the male league, transitioning into a woman, joining the female league, and basically annihilating all of the women in the league. Now, I think Leah has been a woman for, I don't know, a couple of years, a few years. And now apparently the NCAA feels as if Leah, because I can't even say, should be nominated for the 2022 NCAA Woman of the Year.
Wow. Wow.
Here's I saw a meme once that I thought perfectly captured situations like this. And it was a picture of a dude on a moped going past a bunch of people on bicycles, and they said, motorcyclist wins Tour de France, says he does not identify as motorcyclist. To him, he was on a bicycle
That's
like
funny.
everybody else. But of course, sped right on past all them people that actually was on there having a pedal. That's like we talked about. Gosh, these stories are getting more numerous and more.
Yeah.
This person, Leah Thomas, women are vehemently against this person continuing to receive accolades because it diminishes the accolades of women who have been playing who have been playing women's sports their entire life.
Because they're women.
This person was competing for the collegiate men's team their freshman year. That's all I got to say.
You know what? I'm going to say what I said last week. Since when does equality mean removing a group? And that's what's happening here. We are removing biological women from the game. We're removing them from the platform. Why?
Yeah, I got a quick question just because my ADD kicked in on this. But I'm like, is that disrespectful referring to trans people as this person? Because I think that's the best I can do. Because everything, you've seen how many times she went back and forth. You don't even know which one to say. Like, which one's the proper one? The best I can give you is this person. I hope that's not disrespectful.
We're going to have to just call them by their names. That's why this segment, I just keep seeing
I ain't
saying
even
Leah.
calling them by their names. I can't even do that.
And just so that we're clear, to go with what Rob said, Leah swam on the Penn's men's swimming team for 3 seasons, took a gap year, which was the transition year, and came back and started swimming on the women's team.
Okay. I'm going to be really blunt here, and I hope this doesn't get us canceled, but it's just...
Oh, we'll get canceled.
I can't help it. But you know what? It really sounds like people were like so criminalistic mindsets are using this as a loophole.
Elaborate.
Look at the last 2 stories. Like, if you're just I'm going to win by any means necessary, I'm going to get what I want by any means necessary type of person, then I think this is the community you want to be in because, again, they're trying to make identity be more significant than character. Like justice for Demi, you talking about the person currently serving time for 30 years for manslaughter, and we don't know nothing about that story. But what do you think is going to happen to them 2 people that got impregnated? Now, again, they're going to be suing the state correctional facility for putting them in that circumstances and situations and all of the harm and chaos that caused. Like I said, this is just this is the can of worms.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Again, in certain instances, you have no choice but to govern based on biology. Because all of this, like, identity stuff is like, don't nobody know what your identity is looking at you?
And let me tell you something, a real biological woman that I experienced, which is crazy for me, the information I just read. Let's not forget, 3 years on the men's team, took a year off, and then transition was a woman. When I decided in my 20s that I did not want to have any more babies, I was very, very clear. I went to my doctor and I said, I want to get my tubes tied. I was in my late 20s at the time. I was told I could not make that decision without going to be taking a psychological assessment to determine that I was making the decision to close off a womb that I have to not have any more babies. It wasn't a go in there, talk to the doctor, get a referral, go to the other doctors, wham, bam, bam, my tubes are tied. I was told, and I want to say I was about 27, 28 at the time. I'd already decided at 21, after having the only child I have, that I didn't want any more. So I waited a few years to make sure that that was accurate. And about 6 years later, they told me that I didn't even have control over deciding what my own womb does. I had to get a psychological assessment. So I'm sorry, Leah, what psychological assessments did they give her before she transitioned in a year and then started swimming on the women's team? Hormones don't even kick in that quickly.
No. Listen. I mean, first of all, we all know, well, I do. I know of people, men specifically, that even pretend to be gay so they can work in the fashion industry.
Mm-hmm.
They are not gay, but they pretend to be because they know that appearing as a gay man will put them up the ladder faster than being a straight man. And they hide their relationships, they hide the wife, they hide the girlfriend, and pretend to be gay. So there is a loophole. And what I don't know about Demi and the swimmer person here, Leah, I don't know about them what their game is. However, Leah, I'm sorry, a year you decided, yep, it's time to go do all of this, and now go swim on the
one team.
And not only that, she won Woman of the Year.
Yeah, like
yes, no,
Women
she's
of
been
the Year.
nominated for
Again, canceling biological women.
Yeah, because the world clearly hates women, and men are saying they can be women better than women. So what do they do? They just want to erase us, put us at the stake, and burn us off.
Whoa.
That's called equality.
That's equality to them.
I kind of am insulted of the reference of men. I don't even know that.
Not all men.
That's
but lots of men.
But it is accurate, unfortunately. Like, it's like, come on, man. Like, and anyways, I'll get into it in a second.
So we are going to get into Robbie 3 minutes with Robbie 3 times, and let me cue up these amazing clips so he can start talking about it. So let's go with your 3 minutes, starting with Booty Shaking Mom.
Yeah, Booty Shaking Mom. I'm not gonna spend much time on her because there's no games to talking about Booty Shaking Moms. The shit is what it is. Either you're hearting them pictures or you're not, and she's not gonna change anything about how she's doing it or what she's doing or how she's moving. You know, she got designer endorsements. She is like F you people, living her best life, I guess. But I will spend a little time talking about Demi because that one, again, it bothers me because I think this is an illustration of, again, I literally swear I heard justice for Demi.
Yes, there's a blog.
There's a lot of people in need of justice. This person is not one of them at all.
No.
At all. At all. They should not lift another finger to convenience this person because you blew it. You blew it. Because isn't it supposed to be, if you're not even supposed to be sexually attracted to women.
That's what I thought too.
That thing was obviously working very well. You was shooting the club up, bro. So how you talking about you ain't attracted to women? It seems like you made it all the way through the finish line. And again, it could have just been some scheming and hustling and whatever. But yeah, if that was the case, then you got jammed up on some even stupider stuff because they gonna go back to the women's jail after they had them babies, but you're going to play with the boys, and that's gonna be a whole different party. You might as well go ahead and put that little thing up because you ain't gonna be needing it no more. And
facts.
Oh yeah, and then Leah Thomas, this person, man, I was thinking it was just a year on the men's team, not 3. Again, as a former college athlete, in that scenario, you have a year you can take off, and then you have one more year of eligibility. So this is basically this person's last year of eligibility, and they decided, you know what, I'm gonna go out with a bang and compete this year as a woman. And I don't know. I don't know nothing about what I'm talking about right now, but I do know competitive. I am a competitor. I do understand competition. And I think if this was a person that was genuinely like a real competitor, being a woman would be more important than swimming. You wouldn't even be trying to be out there taking away from what them women are doing.
Yeah.
But you out there wanting to leave them in the dust.
Yeah.
That's bogus. That's bogus. Psychologically, it's bogus. I don't care what nobody say about it. And I'm speaking purely based on competition. That's worse than steroids. Like that's steroids.
And we're going to leave it there so we can go into our second segment. But before we go there, Carcia, talk to the people, Dad.
Yes. Welcome to Not Your Typical Girl Talk, where we try to make sense out of foolishness on this deep, dark, Beyonce, Blue Ivy, internet.
Girl.
We are on every Wednesday at 9:30 p.m. Eastern Time right here on IG. And then Saturdays at 7 p.m. Eastern Time on Radio Regent, syndicated through iHeartRadio. We are on internet radio, so catch the replay of these recordings on Saturdays. We'd be happy to have you. We are on social media. We've got the Facebook. We've got the, obviously, IG. We've got the YouTube. Follow us on there. Thanks for joining us. We're going to move on with the rest of the show because trust us, there's enough foolishness to fill in a complete hour. Complete.
Jesus.
So I value manners. I was brought up on manners. I teach children manners. I even went him and manners. I'm big on manners. But this one guy took people not having manners a little further than I would ever think you need to take. But let's see. He decided that, hey, a Connecticut man was arrested after he drew a gun on two women for not thanking him for holding a door open for them, authorities say. So, a New Haven man is in police custody over Lord, of course my phone would go blank, over a Saturday incident in which authorities said he brandished a gun after failing to get a thank you for holding a door open. Joshua Murray, 25, became upset after two women at a Family Dollar store didn't express their gratitude, a witness told the investigators. They responded to the report where the man was brandishing a gun, and then he interfered with the officers during his arrest. And then, of course, he was arrested and then hit with a felony charge for carrying a pistol without a permit.
All this happened outside the dollar store?
Yeah, Family Dollar.
I'll go first. Like, that's where he messed up. Trying to be chivalrous at Dollar Tree.
At the dollar store. If you want to be chivalrous, go to Saks Off the Fifth or go to Nordstrom or something.
But
Go to the dollar store. What do you expect?
Yeah.
You're gonna be. But what do you expect at the dollar store?
But yeah, this guy is obviously like a fraction of me can identify with his frustration and anger as someone that's happened to. And it does. I actually got a flash of like letting the door go so it would hit him in the face and stuff.
Kelly does that.
Yep, I do. I do. I hold. You know how they have those double doors? If I hold the first one and you don't say thank you, like, oh, okay. I purposely let go of the door. And I hear them say, oh, yeah, like, oh, it sucks to be you. Stop some manners and some people.
Look, kindness costs nothing. I think people forget that in this world. That man did not have to. But again, men get trashed all the time for not being men. This young man did what? Maybe that's something that it seems like that's not something he does on the regular. Probably expecting outcomes like that. But maybe it was a good day. He was, Ice Cube was playing on the way up there. And he was just like, you know what? I'm going to open that door for them. And they walked right by him like he didn't exist. And it was just like, a ghetto manners, I guess. He decided he was going to teach them some ghetto etiquette.
You took it to a whole new level.
Yeah, and I like, obviously this is that kind of guy that, like, yeah, like I said, there's still some pretty wild people in the world. Kindness costs nothing. I teach my daughter that all the time, especially for women. There's so many women that have that attitude of like, I'm tough and I'll cuss somebody out and all of that. And it's like, I wouldn't, look, if it was an all-out fist fight brawl, I wouldn't expect you to do too much, ma'am. I'm just sorry, you know. And that's why we raise our daughter to be nice, to be feminine, to have etiquette. Life is so much better like that. And then what happens when you're that way is when someone does something disrespectful to you, people will defend you. You see, the entire dynamic is thrown off, you know?
People are even having triggers. I think it just, what is going on in the world? People are having triggers. And I'm not going to defend man's actions, but I think it's one of those things where it's like Rob said, it would have taken a millisecond to say thank you.
That's it.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
Agreed.
I don't think I've ever been in a situation where someone opens the door for me and it's automatic for me. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
And that thank you makes people say.
Yeah.
So to
Thank
me,
you. I appreciate
not defending
you.
his action. Thank you, not defending his action. But you don't know what people are going through. And like he said, kindness costs nothing. So those ladies saying thank you. Now, clearly he took it a little far. We don't know what his trigger is. But had they said thank you, he wasn't going to just brandish the gun. No, he was just like, these bitches.
Yeah, you know what? I think, honestly, it's always deeper than, you know, than what we hear, right? And I think he was having a bad day. Who knows? Maybe, maybe people had been doing him wrong all day. Maybe he lost his job in the morning. Lunchtime, maybe he burnt, I don't know, he burnt his lunch in the microwave, and then he went to Dollarama.
Listen,
and he's like, you know what?
Listen,
this world, and
here
he
has
just
golden crust beef patties, okay? I'm just saying.
Yeah, you know,
golden crust beef patties.
Like you said, it's, you know, the triggers. Sometimes people just reach a breaking point, and I think that he reached his breaking point. It's unfortunate that it had to happen in this way, of course, you know, for himself and those women. But again, like Rob was saying, kindness is free and it should be natural. Saying thank you, saying excuse me. I'm big on excuse me. I hate it when people walk right by me and they're basically right in my over. And I'm just like, you know, if you said excuse me, I would have moved out of your way.
People are so rude.
And I hate that.
Is it wrong that this young man should have got in trouble. He should have got arrested. He should have to deal with the consequences of his outburst. But I don't feel bad for them women. They'll say thank you next time.
And with that, we're going to end the segment before we get canceled. I'm just going to title this next segment Nasty. And you're going to see why. And
oh, geez. Yeah.
Elon Musk's dad, Elon Musk, reveals he secretly welcomed a second child with his stepdaughter. Quote unquote, where on earth to reproduce. Let me go a little further into this story. He revealed in a recent interview that he secretly welcomed his second child with 35-year-old stepdaughter Jana. The pair gave birth to a baby girl in 2019, just 1 year after welcoming their son, Elliot Rush, who's now 5 years old. She wasn't planned, he says, but I mean, we were living together. She stayed here for about 18 months after Rushy was born, but it was during this time he seemed to realize that a relationship with Jana wasn't exactly working out the way he had hoped. But I realized...
What?
Yeah, he said, but this is the best quote ever. He says, but I realized she's 2 generations behind, whereas her mother was 1 generation generation behind when I married her. Jana is the daughter of his ex-wife, Heidi, who he had raised since she was 4.
Oh.
He says that Jana is getting on with life, and if I'm still around, she might wind up back with me. He also shared that humans, again, are on Earth to reproduce. If I could have another child, I would. I can't see any reason not to.
And this is the most disturbing story of the show. Let's keep it
Definitely.
Oh my
I would always
gosh.
talk about these other situations, but this one is disgusting.
Listen,
Why isn't this being like, wait,
investigated.
what the hell?
Yes.
Exactly.
Where's like children's services or something? I don't know
That's
what they were.
Flippity. What is Hillary or Helen or whoever her mama? What the hell is going on?
What in the Woody Allen?
Yeah, this is Woody Allen vibes.
Very Woody Allen.
Woody Allen vibes all day.
No, that was not. At least they got that little girl, like they adopted her from a whole other country and stuff. At least maybe he might have had some. Maybe it hit. No, actually, I can't defend.
No, Robbie 3 times. No.
But I can't do that. But this is like you raised this child since they were 4. This is
And
Trump. This is not Woody Allen. This is Trump right here. Okay.
this
Like
is wrong.
So when she got 14, he was probably like, and
No.
Okay, can I, like, why is
Just
incest
so people at the
becoming?
radio know, Garcia just rubbed her temples.
Yeah, like, why is incest becoming
The norm.
normal? Like, this is
And
my
that's what
problem.
it is. That's
Because
exactly what it is.
it is.
Your child, and I'm saying his child because 4 years old, she's a baby. Her character and persona is built upon the people that raised her, especially at 4 years old. Because between 0 and 5, that is the year of formation. So she is definitely her father's child.
Ew.
Like, that is her dad. Okay, so to me, this is full-on incest. I don't care if he's not the biological dad. He's her dad.
He's the dad. He's the dad.
And that's disgusting. And I don't know when they started
Well,
doing
they
whatever the
have
hell.
2 children.
But
so
and the fact that now people would say that maybe she was groomed and therefore she was like, yeah, I'm good in this relationship. But I hope she's seeking some therapy right now. Since run as
Girl.
like I don't know what
Her children are it's their grandfather and father.
the grandfather and their father.
Right, like
Let's
she
think
grew
about that for a second.
This has dungeon basement with chains vibes to it.
Yeah.
You feel me? Like the
It
dude
does.
in Cleveland or something like
Yes.
that. Like
Yeah.
something you did to a kidnapped
Yeah.
child.
there's some grooming.
That's disgusting.
Going on
It's like
there.
giving off like David Koresh vibes. Like something you find in a cult.
Like, yeah.
But the fact that this man, and then he's so bright to come out and even say it. Why are you so
No
bright
shame.
coming out like
He has no
he's
shame.
rich. Because he's rich as hell.
Rich.
Because his son's just the same. Didn't he have his son have a picnic with one of his coworkers? Look, I don't know.
Yeah.
All I know is that
But
my
his
family
son, he's probably
is
like
messed up.
He says that they'll end up back together. And
Yeah.
again, the reason
He's also delusional.
because you're her dad.
the
That's your-
reason
yeah.
they couldn't really work at that time is again she's 2 generations behind, whereas
But she
her
still
mother
is.
was only
Really
1
said that.
generation.
She's still 2 generations.
In the one generation with the mom should have been like whoop-de-whoop, but the red flag of it all, but he went, yo, this is like one of the filthiest stories I've heard in recent history. The layers of this onion, I can't wait till this movie comes out.
Yeah, this is like a movie. Lifetime or
With
Steven Spielberg that's to jump on. Jordan Peele, where are you?
What actor is gonna want to play
Just get a no-name.
Musk Jr. or
Get
Musk
a no-name
Sr.?
actor.
Like-
Get Harrison Ford.
I think she calling
I
her
don't know.
and was she calling her dad? Like, what is going on?
Yeah, I am.
I'm not.
I wonder
So
when this affair started.
I don't want to know.
Did the mom find out when she was a teenager?
Yes,
like,
what's that like for the mom? Like, what's that like for the mom? I was married, and my daughter's now with my husband, who raised her, who's her stepdad, and my grandkids, who should be calling him grandpa, are calling him dad.
Yeah, she.
Yes.
This is like some Maury Povich.
It's weird
stuff. I don't know, man. It's weird.
Saying anything.
It's
The mom sounds like she sold her soul for money a while ago.
Absolutely.
Just all this stuff.
But we're assuming the mother knew about the relationship that was going on.
I don't care about knew. The moment she found out, she should have alerted the cops.
But this woman's in her 20s. What do you say when the child lives in her 20s?
So, we waited until her 18th birthday. No, if they started investigating, they would have found a case to lock his ass up for that shit.
This is literally a criminal
22.
act.
They just gotta go back 5 years. He was having sex with her since she was a child, man. I don't care what you say.
Okay, we're gonna leave that here because we are on the wide internet.
That sounds horrible.
And they own it, so
most people, man. We just talking about.
It doesn't matter. They own the internet, so let's see if we have our page tomorrow. So moving on. Listen, they say the dating out there is rank, and listen, I'm all about you have your standards, have your requirements, but I've also said if you don't fit your own requirements, and there's a lady who wants to tell you about what her requirements is in a partner. Let me turn this up so you guys can really hear.
Hello? Another person. Hello? We in your house. You ready, boys?
Yes, I'm ready.
Yes. What's your name, boo?
My name is Nikki.
I gotta look a certain way.
I like dark-skinned men, tall, not over 200 pounds.
So tall, dark-skinned, not over 200 pounds?
Yes.
Okay. Only because you brought up weight, I gotta ask you. How much do you weigh, Nikki?
I weigh 178 the last time. Yeah.
178? How tall are you?
I'm 5'6".
5'6". Okay. Can you beat 200 pounds? Don't you want somebody that weighs more than you? Or no?
200 pounds is fine, just not over that. Sometimes they don't wear it well. 200 pounds, that's worn well. That's why I said tall, because it all evens out.
Let me pay it a little bit because we want to see her come on the screen. This woman here is trying. This is her breast and this is her gut. This one would like us to believe that this is the body of a woman who weighs 178 pounds and 5'6". I'm gonna stand. I know how much people can see. I'm 5'5". I'm about 160 pounds. We can see. Okay, there's a waist. It's cinched in. There these arms, the neck. Girl, where? Girl, where?
Maybe in her, I don't know what she sees when she looks in the mirror.
You know what the key was? She said the last time I weighed.
The last time.
The last time. Which was 20 years ago.
If she weighs 178 pounds, then I weigh 506.
And listen, I think this, you know what's so funny about the Kendra G show, because rest in peace again, Kevin Samuels, she's now my new entertainment, along with Paternity Court, which I probably should stop watching. However, I think it's interesting that the women get on men who come on and say that they have certain standards, but women will be like, yes, sis, go for what you want. Tall, dark, and handsome, you can find your man. Rob, you're tall, dark, and handsome, and about 200 and something pounds. What you, is that?
I'm offended by being put on the spot.
Well, you should have described you.
Absolutely.
Tall, she wants you tall and dark and handsome.
Come on, stop playing. First off, you just, I am really just, this place is going crazy. We got delusion running rampant, and then you got identity being tried to be placed above character, which really sounds crazy to me. So you can be a bad person, but if you identify the right way, you will have a protest on your side. This is, but back to the subject at hand. No, no, and more no. Not only, just nothing about this woman's presentation. Is that a Jesus in the background?
She got something.
Like, it's no, no, but that's why
No.
Kendra went off on Kevin Samuels. Now she sounds like him, and now she is starting to be a bit feistier than she ever was before because foolishness like we do every day, just on the singles front of it. You got dudes calling from jail. You got women with literally 5 kids and 5 dads saying they want 2 dudes who are going to be friends and share her. And it's insane.
You said a word that I think is interesting, and that was presentation. When you want the best, you present yourself in a certain manner to get the best. Baby girl, you pushed that request button to be on her show. If you knew you were going to do that, girl, put on your waist trainer, put on your whatever you need to do. Suck it all in. Put it together because you asked for the 20% of men that women want. What are you doing to attract them? She just literally described the man every woman wants. Robert is the man that women want. Therefore, Toshiba, the woman in his life, does things like go to the gym 6 days a week and eats well and takes vitamins and educates herself and does what she needs to do to make sure that he's good and there are things that you do to qualify. This presentation, girl.
You sound like a dude.
What?
No, also, with that, that's when women, they sound like dudes with that. Like, look, in 2022, there is no reason to have a whack presentation, period, as a female. These filters doing wonders. Like, if you can't present yourself halfway decent,
here's my issue. I kind of blame the self-love movement. And the reason why I say that is because we are being told self-love has gotten out of hand, where we're being told, oh, love yourself as you are and never work at being better. But self-love is actually about knowing you can be better and therefore working to know your full potential. Like most women, they get up in the morning and they go to the gym. Why? Because they know they can run faster the next day. They know that, hey, I can, I'm going to drink more water. I can drink more water. I can eat better. They know their potential. And so with self-love, they do better. And my issue is right now is that we have taken delusion, mixed it with the self-love, and we're like, I'm good as I am, and no one can tell me any different. I don't need to improve. I don't need to challenge myself. I'm just going to sit here and be myself, and y'all got to accept me as I am. And I'm frankly done and tired with that foolishness.
I agree.
Hashtag cancel delusion. We've been using that hashtag. We stopped for a little bit, but it goes back to that. All of these stories are literally just delusion at its best. And again, looking at the screen, where Rob said it's not hard to present yourself, look at Kendra G on the top and look at this woman at the bottom. Now, people might want to say everything about Kendra because she's got the makeup and the hair and the lashes, but guess what? She posts a single show. And therefore, she knows she's going to go on Beyonce and Blue Ivy's internet like we do every week. When I am putting myself together to go on Beyonce's internet, I put myself together. Girl, it doesn't matter whether or not Kendra was going to pick you. You requested. And if you're going to request, put put yourself together, especially when you're talking about you want tall. And guess what? The best part where she was like, oh, I need them to be tall and not over 200 pounds because, you know, the taller you are, you can distribute it. Girl, what are you distributing? What are you
200
distributing?
pounds on a man is quite lean. Depending on height, it's quite lean. And men that are 200 pounds and under, they're extremely fit, extremely fit, extremely lean.
That's
Like,
Robert.
yeah, you would have to be a woman that is also going to the gym as often as he does. Like
this one,
that's just the reality.
She ain't right in the head. Look at that picture.
So, you know,
and like you said, she didn't even try.
Like you said, she said you hit the request button. Like, why would you do that dressed like that? I know. Oh, I didn't think she would pick me.
It doesn't
It
matter.
happens every day. It happens every day. Oh, I didn't think you was gonna pick me. Like, that's your presentation. I'm unprepared.
Listen, I know the Bible says come as you are and church says come as you are. When you're trying to find a man, I'm sorry, do better.
But we know that's not even true. We know that's not even true because look at the women in church. The ones that are the popular ones, they ain't coming to church as they are.
No, they're not. No. I have never just come to church as I am. I am suited and booted.
I'm presenting. We are presenting.
Thank you. So, yeah, I know you're going to have a lot to say because I know you just that Elon Musk story. So we're going to do our second segment of 3 minutes.
Just Elon in this one?
We've got the guy holding the door. So let's start in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and go.
Yeah, holding the door guy, I get it. Anger management. But I guarantee those women will say thank you the next time a man opens the door for them. They can say they was traumatized all they want, but you got better manners. I don't think trauma gives people better manners. Anyhow, Elon Musk, Jesus, man, I just gotta go take a shower after this show just talking about this. The only person I have any empathy for in this situation is the daughter, the children, and Elon, because I now understand. Like, Elon got like 5 or 6 baby mamas. Like, he just had twins with someone on his board. Like, he's reckless with his personal life. You don't normally see white dudes quite like Elon with money like that. So it always was not quite registering to me. You know what I mean? I was like, maybe that's the South African in him or something like that. Or I don't know. But it's good old dad. Boy, I feel bad for Elon. He was raised in a pigsty. A wealthy pigsty. And man, that can't be good for any kid. No wonder he turned himself into a super genius billionaire. Like, he was trying to not be his dad, and he's probably doing a little bit better job of it, but I don't know how much of a better job. We'll still see. Elon's got some story to go still. But yeah, that's that. But like I said, we covered that in the segment. Just filthy. Go take a shower, filthy.
I'm just gonna let this one play.
This one, yeah. Because we're just gonna talk about Kendra G. And again, you ladies all called it out. Like, here's the thing: the self-love movement, it only is applicable through the lens of self-improvement. Like, here's an ugly reality of life. Either you're getting better at something or you're getting worse at something. There is no stagnancy to life. There's not another today. So self-love is, I really believe you should love yourself if your mindset is that of, I'm going to continue to get better, because that's what life is about. But if you're declining, I don't think you're meant to embrace the spiral. And a lot of people, that's what it seems like. That's why we have this foolishness and this dustiness and this wretchedness, is people are just embracing the spiral, especially if they're making a little bit of money doing it. And hence the hashtag cancel delusion, because, man, kids don't care about money. Like, not like that. Like, but these kids definitely gonna have questions of why daddy is granddaddy, and like some of the stuff that society is pulling out his butt. is going to have to be answered for eventually.
And thank you, Robbie, 3 times. It is time to end the show. So, Telly, talk to the people then.
Oh gosh, I don't know what to say, but thank you guys so much for watching. If you didn't, yeah, okay. You know, Elon's dad just messed up everything. But we want to thank all of you for watching and for listening. Thank you so much to Radio Regents for giving us a lovely platform to have our podcast. Listen to our podcast every Saturday at 7 p.m. on iHeartRadio. Just look for Radio Regents. 92 Girl Talk. We are there. We are all over the internet. That's why we're on these Blue Ivy, Beyonce internet. Look up for our name, Not Your Typical Girl Talk. We're on YouTube. We got a Facebook page, and we're right here every Wednesday at 9:30 Eastern Time. We go live. Come on in and join the conversation. Thank you guys so much for listening and for watching. We got Karthia, I'm Telly. We got Queen Sheila. We got Robbie 1, 2, 3 times. Thank you so much, everyone. Pray for us so we don't get canceled. Shondo, till next time.
No. Even though I'm pretty sure the movie title is going to be Musk.
Oh, good God.
That's it. It's like Musk. Listen, no, hold your nose and say it.
Goodbye.
Oh, I'm here for it.